Salvias are an absolutely fabulous plant. We love them at Katie's garden. We keep trying more and more of them all the time. They're really long flowering. They'll start in June. They can go all the way up to the frosts. The way to make this happen though is you need a Hampton Hack halfway through. Hampton Hack is named after the Hampton Flower Court show, which is earlier in July. We're actually in late July for this because you don't want to cut your plants until you think they're really done. So it's a bit of a mixed bag with our salvias here. These are all the woody stem types, hot lips being the most famous, but there are so many that keep coming out in all sorts of different colours. We've got the creamy ones here, as you can see, all very popular with the bees, whatever they are. We've got the pinks, maroons, got some blue there, the purples, a peachy one there. So there's still some colour left in all of these, but they're certainly not what they are. We have a look there, there's a few, scraggy bits of colour, and you go down and it's looking a bit scruffy. So a lot of it does come down to when you have got fed up with the sight of it, you decide actually you don't look as luscious, as verdant as you used to be. So it's a nice and simple job, the Hampton Hack, on the salvias. You're going to cut them by half. Now if it's something that's quite a chunky plant, it is worth making the effort to go down to the proper spot. And if we can see here on this one, they nearly always grow as threes, so the middle one will come up first and then the second and the third either side take over to flower. So you would always cut back to where you can see you've got some new shoots coming here. I'm holding on to it there, and you would cut that. So we're going to do the equivalent of that, but we are going to go harder because we're not just doing a dead head here, we're doing for a revamp. And it can feel drastic, but it really does not take that long at all to regrow. 2 or 3 weeks time you should be back in flower again, especially if you give a feed after you've done the cut, and of course give a nice water as well. And so there we are, that's the Dyson's maroon that's now been pruned, and that is how much came off it. So you can see there was some where it was really quite crowded. There was just so many branches trying to be in the same space, so I did some thinning out, something like that. So you can see that's very busy, and there was an awful lot of other branches, so I picked one and that was the one that I took out. There was also some dead bits. Once you get in there you find some of the tattiness is because there's bits that have got broken that aren't looking so good, so they come out as well. So although cut by half, that's a rule of thumb really. You're trying to make quite a nice mounding shape, so it's taking off whatever's necessary, taking out anything that's straggly, anything that's coming off at a weird angle, anything that's maybe a bit wonky, and just anything where it's a bit crowded, just thinning it out. It's just having a look and deciding what's looking the nice, strongest, healthiest bit. And so on the whole I have cut to just above the leaf shoots because that is where the growth nodes are, that's where it's going to regrow from, where that is. If you just leave that bit, that is going to stay, that's going to just stay looking brown and rubbish. But actually a lot of these, because there's so many branches to them, it probably doesn't matter if you do just shear your way across it, because all those brown sticky bits that get left, they will soon get grown over by everything else and you probably will get away with it. I said that is one done, about 10 more to do.